What's up, everybody? Welcome back to 904 Strength Club, home of the strongest content you're going to find coming out of Northeast Florida. Today, we're going to talk about sustainability and not anything environmental. We're talking about sustainability in the gym. So, I'm going to start with a story that's an extreme case. All right? West Side versus the World. One of my favorite movies to watch. I love it. It is my version of Pumping Iron. You know, that's what I watch. I love that movie. There's an interview on there, and I believe it's Bob Coe, and he talks about how his son was a championship swimmer, but he never saw his son swim because the meets were on bench night. So he couldn't be in two places at once. He made a choice. His choice was bench night because that's where his level of commitment was. That's where he was. That's what he needed to do in order to be Bob Coe and to have the level of success that he had. All right? Those were the terms he accepted. You have to realize that that is not you. 99% of people in the world, that is not them. You are not going to be the person that misses your little kid's ball game week after week after week in order to go do bench night. All right? That's the vast majority of people are going to be at the little kid's ball game. And that's not a value judgment on anybody. That's not anything wrong with you for making that. That's you living, competing, and doing everything on your terms. So you can't watch that and think that's so badass, that's what I'm going to do, because you can't swim in those waters. All right? What you have to do is you have to be aware of who you are, what your values, what your inclinations, what everything is in your life, you know, your priorities, and be able to work from that. Now, a long, introspective look at yourself and ranking priorities and allocating time weekly, that's not going to happen. It'd probably be a very productive activity for you, but that's just not going to happen before you pick up a new gym split. So we're going to look at it from a practical level of how can you keep from overcommitting? How can you keep sustainable change in the gym? Sustainable change comes through small changes, not big changes. All right? We'll start with novices. Novices are easy. Every year we have this annual celebration of New Year's. And on New Year's Day, gym memberships are through the roof. People are going in there, this is the year I'm going to do it. This is the year I'm going to have a beach body. This is the year I'm going to lose this belly. It's happening this year. And people pick up some program which calls for them to go 4 or 5 days a week to the gym, and they burn out. You know, January 1st, gym owners are thinking, man, I don't know if I've got enough space for all these people. February 1st, yeah, I've got enough space. There are entire gyms, box gyms, whose business model is built on this. That you're going to get an annual contract, deeply discounted in January to make those changes, and you're not going to show up the rest of the year, but you're going to go ahead and pay this because it's super cheap, and getting out of the contract is a pain in the ass. All right? So, your key as a novice to making sustainable changes is to start out low. Now, low can be 1 day a week, low can be 2 days a week. Find a program that you can run 2 days a week for 12 weeks. After 12 weeks, if you've only missed 1 or 2 of those sessions, you're ready to add another day. All right? Run a 3-day-a-week program for 12 weeks. Measure your outcomes. Are you liking where you're at? Do you need to add another day? Is there something you're not addressing? People get this idea that, if I'm not going 5-6 times a week to the gym, I'm not doing enough. And that's just not necessarily the case with a lot of people. What you need to be doing is figuring out how to train optimally. And if at 3 days a week, you're getting results that you like, there's no point in adding a 4th day. So start low and slow and go from there. One of my favorite programs to recommend to novices is actually Strong Lifts 5x5, because there's 5 lifts in it, and it's set up for 3 days a week, but you could run it 2 days a week and it'd be fine. You can run it 2 days a week, and each time you complete a cycle, you add 5 or 10 pounds to the bar, but you start with an empty bar. You are setting yourself up for a long-term, sustainable increase in progression. All right? You are not beating your body up. You are giving your body a chance to accommodate and to actually react to the training stimulus. It's not a bad program just because of that. Now, let's see what this looks like with somebody that's a little bit more advanced. Let's say you've been lifting for years, you're thinking you're at 4 days a week, you're thinking about adding another day as just a cardio day. All right, well, you're already in there an hour at a time, 4 days a week. So you're looking at picking up another hour. Well, what if you added 15 minutes at the end of each session and did cardio there? Can you do that? Is that going to be more sustainable than adding a 5th day a week? Maybe you do both. Maybe you add a cardio day and you add 15 minutes at the end of every session that you're doing cardio. Once you've got some sustainability built up and it's a habit, adding another day isn't that big of a deal. You just have to overcome the inertia that you're overcoming is less. All right? When somebody's talking about going from 3 days to 4 days in the gym, I don't bat an eye. I don't think it's a big deal, because they already know what it's like to sacrifice for that if they've been doing that for some amount of time. If you've got a guy that's a year and a half in and has been doing 3 days a week, yeah, he knows what adding a 4th day is going to look like, most likely. It's probably a sustainable step. So don't overcommit. Know yourself. Make small changes. And in doing this, you have to remember, it's not what you do over the next 2 weeks that's going to make the big difference in your quality of life. It's what you do over the next 2 years. So if you can keep that thought in mind of over the next 2 years, if I can do this, this is going to make a solid difference. It will help keep it in perspective, and it will help you to make more sustainable changes rather than just barreling headfirst in because you got inspired and then burning out in a month. Because we don't want you to burn out. You are going to be better making those small step changes over 2 years. You're going to be a whole lot better than running a 6-day-a-week program for a month and then just crashing and burning. So that's all on this. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Leave us a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment if you want to. And as always, we'll see you on the next one.